Hi there and welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will explore the asset acquisition from a vendor in SAP S for HANA Finance. Therefore, we navigate to transaction code F-90, hit on enter, and over here first of all we need to fill the header information. So let's copy the posting date to the document date and inspect the further mandatory fields. We can see the document type is set to KR. Let's actually inspect the search help. Let's scroll down a bit. We can see here KR is for a vendor invoice. So this is fine. Then please make sure to select the company code and the currency rate. Also, we need a reference. That's basically it. Let's now scroll down to see the line items. Over here we can see for the first line item, the posting key 31 was already set. Let's actually inspect the posting key 31. And by the way, if you want to find out more about document types, also posting keys in finance, I will link you other videos of mine in the description of this one. Let's now scroll down until we see 31. You can see 31 is for a vendor invoice. So this is the right posting key. Okay, then we need to select the vendor account over here and then we can click on enter. Now it's time to fill the line item details. So let's say we acquired an asset for 1,000 euro in this instance. For this example, we will leave the tax code empty. And if necessary, you could also fill other fields like the payment terms, also some payment information, but for now this is fine. So by now we inserted our information for the credit side. Next off we got the debit side, so therefore let's inspect the posting key again and scroll down a bit until we can find the posting key 70, which is to debit an asset. So in the end our accounting entry will be a debit to the asset account and a credit to the vendor. So let's select this one. Then we need to specify our asset account. And then, before we can click on enter again, we need to define the so-called transaction type. So in asset accounting in SAP S for HANA Finance, for each and every transaction, for instance an asset acquisition or also an asset depreciation and so on, we need to specify the transaction type which is used to classify this transaction further. So let's inspect the search help again. And over here you can see many transaction types that are already pre-shipped by SAP. For our example, so for an asset acquisition through a vendor, we select the transaction type 100, which is called external asset acquisition. Double click on this one and then hit on enter. Now it's time to fill the detailed information for the second line item. So for our debit side, let's say 1000 again, and that's basically it. We need to insert a valid tax code. Let's say V0, hit enter again, and this is fine. Now we can post the asset acquisition from a vendor by clicking on post. You can see the document 19:0012 was posted in our respective company code. We can display the document in the upper section. You can't see it on my screen right now, but in the left hand corner it should say document and then click on display. And over here you can basically see the financial entries. So as said, we first have a debit to the asset account, so the value of the asset increases by 1,000, and we have a credit to the vendor account because now we own the vendor 1,000 euro in this instance. Furthermore, we can also inspect the value change by navigating to transaction code /OAW01N. That's /OAW01N. And over here we only need to insert our company code and asset, and then we can see the planned values. So in this instance we have an acquisition which changed the value to 1,000, as you can also see over here. And then we have an ordinary depreciation which is calculated based on the month we are in. And as we are already in the end of the fiscal year, the depreciation is quite low for this example. You can also toggle here through the fiscal years. So if we navigate for instance to 2024, we can see that next year this asset will have a depreciation of 125 euro and so on. And also here on the left hand side, we can inspect the values of the assets in different depreciation areas. So for instance, here is for the book depreciation, but we can also inspect the tax depreciation by double clicking on it. This marks the end of the video. I hope you liked it. If so, then please subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. See you next time.